Explosive revelations are emerging in Hillary Clinton's email scandal just hours away from Iowans starting to vote. Fox is reporting that the 22 emails of Hillary Clinton's that the State Department have deemed too damaging to national security to release contain, quote, operational intelligence, and that intel on Secretary Clinton's unsecure personal email system jeopardized sources, methods, and lives. The State Department's announcement that it will be holding back the top secret emails has Bernie Sanders changing tactics. Remember when Sanders stood beside Hillary Clinton and said this?
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah, well, now he's saying this.
In terms of what people are going to get slapped with, look at the front pages today in terms of what Secretary Clinton is getting slapped with.
What is it?
But here is the point. Well, you know as well as I do. It has to do with emails. I think this is a serious issue. I am not going to attack Hillary Clinton. The American people will have to make that judgment.
Okay, so he's leaving it up to voters, he says. But that issue's out there in a way that we did not hear him talk about earlier. Here with analysis on what it all means for Iowa today, Progressive Radio host Leslie Marshall and former George W. Bush advisor Brad Blakeman. Great to see you guys.
Thanks.
All right, Leslie, I'll start with you. You know, he was, hands off for a while. We're seeing a different Bernie. Is this what he has to do if he wants to win Iowa?
I think it's sad that he may feel that he has to do this to win Iowa. I think it's also very telling at how much he really wants it and how much he may feel he could even lose it. But at the end of the day, I think Bernie Sanders really does believe who cares about those darn emails. And I honestly think that most of the Democratic voters feel the same way, whether they're pro-Hillary or pro-Bernie. Remember, this is a primary. In a general election, very different answer I would give you, Trish. But I don't think to this particular group that it will matter. Maybe, quite frankly, to some people that are undecided, it might, but I don't think it's going to be an end-all for her or a be-all for him.
That's what he's playing for.
Yeah, but in a primary, in a primary, the undecided voters are not going to be the chunk, that we're looking at in a general election. I don't think the undecideds are going to determine. I mean, right now it's very close, and it's not about indecision. It's about who's going to come out to caucus. Very different than who's going to come out to vote in a primary or in a general election.
Okay, well, let's talk about these emails and what they might mean in a primary situation as well. Brad, 22 of them are so top secret that they can't be released. I mean, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out you can't email stuff that's so sensitive that the government can't even let anybody know about it. They can't even redact things. They're just saying, no, we're not going to release this. I mean, isn't this effectively that smoking gun?
Well, you would think so, but look what Hillary said just yesterday. She blamed on a vast wing right conspiracy. This is exactly taken from the Clinton playbook time and time and time again. But look, the voters
but
get it.
This is the State Department, right? This is the government.
Absolutely.
This is the Democratic government saying, it's too sensitive. We can't release this. I mean, how can she blame that on a right-wing conspiracy?
But she does. And the other thing is, it was her agency now that is telling her that these are too secret to release. And what does Hillary say? I want all of them released regardless. This is the kind of contempt that Hillary has for state secrets. She has contempt for it when it was received. And now when the State Department says it's too sensitive, she demands it be released.
Leslie, go ahead. I want to, Leslie's shaking her head,
sure.
So I want to get the other side in here. Please, Leslie.
Brad, I must have been sleeping when she was blaming this on Republicans, although she's right when she said they're going to use this in Benghazi, and we're going to see that very shortly, especially if she's the nominee. If she isn't, I don't think we'll ever hear about either again. But with regard to the emails, look, again, she has always said, at the beginning, release them all. I want them all released. This isn't
but they contain state secrets. They're secret. They can't be released today.
Wait, are they marked? Are they marked classified? Are they marked top secret? Are they marked confidential?
It does matter,
Brad. In a court of law, that would be the difference between actual evidence and circumstantial. That's why I point that out.
Leslie, I mean, if the U.S. government is saying this stuff is too top secret to be released, who is she to say, no, I want it released?
Well, first of all, she's saying, look, I'm not hiding anything. Second of all, because it's not released, we don't know what it's about. Something top secret today may not have been then. The situation of the world, the situation in the United States and relationships with different countries, plans with different countries certainly have changed now as opposed to when she was Secretary of State. I don't know what are in those emails.
This is jeopardizing to sources, to methods, and to individuals' lives. I mean, I don't care whether, how badly I want the presidency of the United States. If there's information that could hurt someone, potentially put their life in danger, and the government's telling you this, I mean, I don't understand, Brad, why she'd just be insisting. I mean, this, unfortunately, it's all coming down to politics. And this is national security we're talking about.
That's right, but the FBI doesn't get involved in politics. They are the police department of the federal government, and they don't get involved in personal attacks. They get involved in investigating crimes. And by the way, there's over 100 agents now working 5 days a week, 40 hours a day on this, all brought upon herself. If she used a government email and a government server, we wouldn't be talking about any of this. So this is not a vast wing right conspiracy. This is stupidity on the part of someone now who wants to be president of the United States. And by the way, I happen to think Bernie figured it out. Nice guys finish last. He's got to use this against Hillary.
Yeah, I think he's gonna use whatever he can, as much as he can.
Yeah.
Leslie and Brad, so good to see you guys, especially on an important day like today. Thank you.